For our second and third topics today, we're going to look at NBA draft prospects with where they're currently sort of rated or mocked or ranked, whatever word you want to use, and figure out who collectively we think are underrated and overrated. So for topic two, let's do the five most underrated prospects in the 2025 NBA draft. I'm going to pull up a mock draft just to use as like a baseline here. I'm going to use Yahoo Sports' latest mock draft. Shout out to Kevin O'Connor. Who do you think is underrated? Where would you start?
Cooper Flag.
That's crazy.
He's underrated in my opinion.
I think that's crazy.
Um, no, underrated. I think I would first start with honestly, given what I've seen, Yegor Demin.
Mm.
I truly think that this guy would be is should be like a top eight pick, and I'm looking at Yahoo right now. Is at 14. If the Spurs get him at 14, I'm disgusted at what the league's gonna do. But like the size and the passing to me just make it like a good thing for me. And like I think the development is gonna get there with him given his young age. Um, I just think Jaeger is a top 10 player in the class.
Yeah, the fact that he's falling like fringe lottery feels like a miss when he's literally the tallest guard in combine history. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm good with Yegor on the list first. I think most of my underrated names are kind of going to be like deep shots here because I think most of the lottery is pretty properly rated at this point. One guy that we had on our combine winners list yesterday that I think is probably underrated late in the 50s at this point is Chaz Lanier.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think a lot of playoff teams would love to have Lanier like in their rotation right now. And yeah, to me, that's great value. He's going to be a great second round pick.
Yeah. Are we still underrated here?
Underrated, we want three more.
I mean, this is my guy, so I'm gonna go to bat for him. Maxime Renault from Stanford. I I just think what the sorry. I just think that that dude has the size, shooting. I think that he does a lot of things that teams are looking for in NBA centers, and you could probably get him. And I've seen him knocking like the 20s.
Here's my
Um,
problem. You and Riley are the Renault guys, and
yeah,
I ranked Renault higher than you guys did
you
in our
did.
in our big board. So he can't be that underrated if I have him higher than you guys do, and I'm not even a Renault guy.
All right, I like to cancel that out because I have another guy that I think fits better in here. Will Riley.
Give me the pitch on Will Riley. You have him 12th on your big board, which is way higher than any of the rest of us do. What's the pitch? Why is he
Well,
12th?
I truly saw things from Will Riley that I didn't think he could do outside of scoring, right? Like I was the guy who said he had no pass button. I think he has some creation things. I think that the scoring is there, the shooting ability, though it's streaky, I think you're going to be able to get it to a point where it is consistent. Um, I think teams, if we do like a redraft exercise like 7 years down the road, Will Riley's going to be such a different player than he is, where you're going to be looking at it like that guy should have been a lottery pick.
This video is presented by Underdog Fantasy, and they've got a free pick tonight that you're going to want to take advantage of. Anthony Edwards to score over 0.5 points. Ant scores every single playoff game, as far as I know. Card, has he ever not scored?
Not since I've been alive, and that's 32 years for those wondering out there.
That pick sounds extremely free. Promo code SLEEPERS as a first time depositor at Underdog Fantasy. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus bets and a free pick. This is the shortest ad read we've ever done. You're welcome back to the video. Okay, I can see the vision for it. Just when you say like he truly showed some things I didn't think were possible, was one of them when he shot 11% from three for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible either.
I didn't either, and it was because he kind of was really bad for 2 months of the season. So like I get it. He's young. The profile is good, but there's more risk involved there than I think people realize, even if you like the upside. Like he really the whole sell here is like volume shooter guy that didn't really make shots. And I don't like those guys, but I don't know. I'll put him on the list because I do agree. Like if he falls into the 20s, that's really underrated. Like I just think outside the top 14, there's not many guys I would take over Will Riley, even with my skepticism.
That's fair.
So all right, he's on the list. We got Yegor Demon, Chaz Lanier, Will Riley. I'm looking at our consensus big board here relative to where people are actually mocked. I want to put Thomas Sorber on the list.
Would you put him over Walter Clayton?
I would, yeah. I
Okay.
think so I'm worried Clayton's just getting the national title bump here.
Okay. That's fair.
But Sorber measured with like a ridiculous wingspan. He just told Andy Katz he's staying in the draft. I feel like a lot of people had him like fringe first round, and to me, I don't know that there's a huge difference between Sorber's upside and the lottery centers that are going to go.
Yeah. So Sorber had a lot of moments where you're just like, yeah, pro.
Yeah.
Like, if he came back, he's probably a top 10 pick next season. So, yeah, I think getting a lotto talent later than what you probably could get him in the next year's draft, I think would make him underrated.
Okay, we need one more name here, and we need to do it collectively. Can I just throw one out that is the biggest discrepancy on my board versus our board here?
Yeah,
I have Janai Broom 19th in this class.
that's crazy.
You have him 75th, which is crazier than whatever you think my crazy is.
It's what he does is not going to work in the NBA.
Isn't part of drafting basketball players just drafting good basketball players?
Part of it, yeah.
Can I name some names that you have ahead of Janai Broom in this draft?
Hmm.
You have, let me just make sure I find him. I have to scroll really far down. Victor Locken ahead of Janai Broom, man. Michael Ruzick, Peyton Sanford. He said Peyton Sanford's better than Janai Broom, man.
In NBA, yeah.
I mean, by default, I think he's underrated if that's where we've landed on this. But you're not going to let me put him on the list?
You can. I would not agree.
Well, we need to come up with one we agree with. But I think people are overthinking the Janai Broom thing, and this draft falls off after the top 16. I don't care.
I'll let you have Janai Broom. I know I'm being harsh on him. I'll let you have it.
I want to agree on it, though.
Oh, well, then we're gonna have to, because I'm not agreeing. What about a Duke Thiero?
That's actually the second name I had after Broom, so I agree with that.
All right, I think a Duke Thiero is gonna be really good.
Yeah, I can see that. He's looking good at the combine, too. All
Yeah.
right, so five most underrated prospects: Yegor Demin, Chaz Lanier, Will Riley, Thomas Sorber, Adu Thiero, and not Janai Broom, who Cart says is worse than Peyton Sanford.